Hey everybody, it's Craig Campbell from Pastor Craig's Vintage Cards, and a real quick video here on a great cause. And this is from Hammy and Son, and I will provide a link to his channel in the below. You can click on that link and check out Hammy and Son. And he did a video on Memorial Day, and he's a veteran himself, but he was really talking about showing two cards a day. Showing two cards for 22 days. In honor and to raise awareness of the 22 veterans on average a day who commit suicide. And a great video by Hammy and Son talking about why he's doing this. And yeah, really check it out. But, I'm a veteran myself, and I served in the Air Force. I didn't see any action. I was in flight operations. We worked on ejection seats and parachutes and oxygen masks and G suits and all the stuff the pilot would use in case of an emergency. And one time, probably 1984, I guess it was, one of the pilots did have to eject, and the airplane had a malfunction, engine problems, and it was my ejection seat, my parachute that brought him down safely. And what an honor that was. I remember I was invited to his house for a cookout with his wife and his children, and yeah, I remember he gave me a few gifts, like a bottle of Crown Royal, I guess, and I think a case of beer. I think I was 20 years old at the time. But the greatest thing he gave me was a patch that was 100 missions over North Vietnam. And I've lost that patch due to some flooding years ago, but I always remember that patch he gave me, 100 missions over North Vietnam, and that he'd flown. And what a pilot he was. And I just really remember that. But I was at a base that had, it was a wild weasel base, and the pilots, real quick during Vietnam, they would go in and lock on to the surface-to-air missile sites of the North Vietnamese, and they would want the surface-to-air missile sites to lock onto them to try to shoot them down, and they would take out the SAM site. So they would basically go in, have the North Vietnamese lock onto them so they could in turn take them out. And it was a very dangerous mission that they flew. And these pilots were pretty extraordinary. I remember being around them. But I also remember one time going to a KIA MIA day in the early 80s at the Air Force Base. And wow, what a ceremony that was. And that really moved me. And again, I was like 19 or 20 years old. But that just so opened my eyes up to the killed in action, missing in action, and really understanding what veterans who have gone through, those who have really served in tough places. And so his request that we do two cards for 22 days. I'm going to try to honor that. And the first thing I want to do is show Warren Spahn. And of course, many people are aware of Warren Spahn. He served in the Army. He won a Bronze Star, a Purple Heart, a Presidential Unit Citation. And I remember he commented and said, "How could I ever be afraid on the mound after what I've gone through over in Europe?" And Warren Spahn was truly an American war hero, one of the most decorated baseball players from that time. Just a great American, a great baseball player, but really his service to the country overshadows, I believe, his baseball exploits. And then the next card I wanted to show was these two cards in one, these 55 doubleheaders, and I really do enjoy these. This is Jim Pendleton of the Milwaukee Braves, and on the back side, on the other side, is Gene Conley of the Milwaukee Braves. And I really like these cards. I think they're so neat. I try to pick them up when I can. Of course, I want them to be in decent condition, but a lot of them have creases, and they're pretty tough to find. Sometimes they're really good shape. But yeah, check out Hammy and Son. A great contest he's running to raise awareness of veteran suicide. And I think we all have veterans in our family. We probably all have had experiences with veterans, and it's just really sad that the way this country has allowed veterans to be on the street in some cases, and with severe mental problems, drug addiction, alcohol problems. Our country needs to take care of our veterans. We need to be better about that, and we need to be proactive. And in the ministry, you run into so many people that have so many problems, and veterans are one of them. I work with a few guys that saw some pretty difficult times in the Middle East, in Iraq, Afghanistan, and they have PTSD. They're making it through it, but some people just really struggle, and they end up committing suicide, and it's just such a tragedy when that happens on so many levels. Yeah, so check out Hammy and Sons. I'm going to put a link on there, and if you feel so inclined, check out his channel. Make a video yourself if you want to, but maybe just talk about your awareness of veterans and maybe the impact it's had on you or in your family. And suicide touches many people. I've had friends that have committed suicide. I've had a couple of cousins that committed suicide, and it's just a real tragedy. And so just to raise that awareness of our veterans that are struggling. If we can do something in this hobby, in this baseball card community, that would be a great thing, just to raise that awareness and just to share our stories and with each other if we have any. And again, thanks for watching. Check out Hammy and Son. Let them know that you saw me. Maybe just mention me to him, just so he knows where some of the people are coming from. And just drop a comment for him. It'd really be appreciated. Again, Hammy and Son, I'll put a link on there. Everybody enjoy the hobby. Remember our veterans, and suicide awareness is so important. We need to show our 2 cards if we can. Have a great day.